There we go. This is gonna be a good one. I have a good feeling about this, chat. I have a good feeling about this one. Woo! Obviously, Thug, you already know. You cannot vote, right? You cannot tell anyone what your rank is, all right? That's the rules. And I know that you are... I know that you really want to get better at this game. So, I hope you don't take it personally when I roast the fuck out of you, okay? Are we clear? I just want you to know that I'm going to go really hard on you this game. Because I know that you want to get better. Right? So I'm going to go hard. I'm going to point out every single fucking mistake I see. But I don't want you to take it personal. I just want you to be the best that you can be. Okay? Is that okay, Thug? Do I have your yes? I can't. I need to have his yes in the chat first. I can't go hard on him until he says yes. Alright, buddy, and don't worry. There it is, chat. There it fucking is. Alright, we have the VoD review up. Perfect. We have the prediction up. Let's go. Tracer on the Antarctica map.
I can't hear you if you stray. From imperfection, we build a new world.
Over here.
God, I actually love your VoD reviews. It actually helps me improve. Hey, I'm glad you like it, man. Oh, before we start, chat, I need the non-subs in the chat to point out when there's ads, okay? That way we can pause, and then we can wait, and then everyone gets to see it, okay? Make sure you guys point it out to me when there's ads.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Listen, the thought was there, alright? The thought was there. They're playing right side. Watch out to your right. Nice. Recall. Go left. Yep. You can leave now. Perfect. Nice. Good. I'm gonna see where you position yourself here. Yep, it's good. You should position yourself on the offset where your team isn't at. This is good.
Over here.
Just keep trying to farm and pulse bomb as much as you can.
Over here.
Good, you're pinging it. Nice. Good target priority. Alright, chat, I want to see if you can point it out before I say it. Okay? What is he doing wrong? I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to answer. Bingo. Bingo. Reverse in the chat has it. You have missed 2 kills, early kills, because you're not meleeing after you're shooting, right? One of the key components on playing Tracer and King of the Hill, and specifically here, is the importance of finishing off your 40 rounds with a melee, right? It's very, 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 very important. Kiriko would have died if you blinked after your 40 round, and if you blinked in and meleeed after it, you would have killed her early. And the same goes for the Mercy, right? I just want to point that out, because it's a small nitpick, but it makes a huge difference over the long haul, right? So I kind of want to see more of that. Yeah, I kind of just want to see more of that. Blink melee is super, 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 super important, especially in Tracer. And it's just to take your Tracer to the next level. Like, I can't stress enough how big of a difference that actually makes. I mean, you are the fucking London stabber, mate. You might as well fucking blink in and hit him straight in the fucking gobber, yeah? Careful. Careful of the Kiriko. Okay, we're in a bad position here. Ooh. A little bit risky. I would have liked if you waited a slightly longer to go in. But I see what you were going for. unfortunate that it hit okay. So I actually am gonna point that out. I'm gonna point this out. Never ever blink in and pulse bomb unless you've heard Susu go off or if you see it. Okay. It literally doesn't matter. Susu is the most broken ability in the game, and we have to respect it, right? So we never really want to like. Actually, it puts more pressure on the enemy Kiriko to use Susu if she knows that you have it and you're holding it, right? It's completely fine to wait for Susu to actually be used. I would rather you get a kill on the offset that they use Susu rather than you engage with the pulse bomb. Also, I see ads. Chat, don't worry. I see the ads. I see the ads. We're waiting. I see the ads. All right, so where were we? Right, so Susu, right. It's better in high stakes situations to actually wait. So I can't stress enough how important it is to play Tracer or play a character like Cole, for example, to listen to sound cues very, very carefully, right? And if Susu hasn't gone out, you very rarely should be using Pulse Bomb unless you can isolate a target away from Susu, right? I'm just saying that you should wait for the Susu to Sasa so you can use your Pulse Bomb, all right? That's what I want to do. And I want to point that out because it's a small thing, but at the same time, it's also fucking massive, right? The better player you become, the easier you will have to distinguish sounds like Susu going off in the background. It just kind of becomes like a part of you, right? You kind of integrate it into your gameplay. But the reason why I'm pointing it out, because I know that you want to become better, and this is a huge thing if you're going to continue playing Tracer. Good target priority. Ooh, almost. All right. Good target priority. I like it. Good round.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
I just got banned for exploitation of game mechanics that I know for a fact that I never used any glitches. Did this ever happen to anyone else? Do I look like a cheater to you?
Ready for battle.
I'm fucking with you. I don't know, man. I haven't heard.
I don't know how you do it, Anna.
I haven't heard anyone else get that.
Stay still for hours, waiting for the perfect shot.
I don't know how you zip around without getting dizzy.
You have aimbot as a tag? Yeah, but that was the Twitch staff that added it there. Alright, round two. Round two.
3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the
This is good.
objective.
Alpha Wolf with the 7 months. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Over there.
Id howdy.
Can you blink? Can't you blink sideways as Tracer like casseroles? You can.
Over there.
Okay, they have Orisa, they have Reaper, and Cole.
Enemy over here.
So our priority target right now. So before this even happens, so chat, if you're a Tracer player and you want to get better at Tracer, the way you need to play this is poke, right? Now all of a sudden we need to poke more, right? And the way we achieve this is that we're building a pulse bomb of shooting the tank as much as possible, right? That's how you do it. So in a scenario where the lineup is slightly more tanky, you need to always pay attention to where the Cole is in comparison to where you are. And then you need to use the big fat hitbox, the fat dumpy that Orisa has, to build pulse bomb as fast as possible. The number one thing that you need to be listening out for is every single time Moira or Reaper uses their shifts, right? That's your signal to go in. We do not go in. We only pressure and poke until we hear Moira shift or Reaper shift, right? That is the one thing that you need to be looking out for. The reason I'm pointing this out is because the fundamentals of the game just changed, right? They're playing a much tankier comp, and you need to be listening for sound cues here. You can't just nilly-willy go in because you're going to get punished for it, right? And Tracer's not going to be able to kill or isolate anyone here on your own, right? The only target that you could possibly kill is Anna. But even then, the main thing I want you to be focusing on here is focusing on the Orisa, build pulse bomb, and then drop the pulse bomb on the Anna instead. That's what I would like you to do. And that's what separates you from a mediocre Tracer to a really good Tracer, right? So, kind of just want to point that out before the fight even starts.
The objective is now.
Just take your enemy over here.
Ooh. Okay, nice blinks. Nice aim. This is good. Take their attention away. Opa. Careful, careful, careful. Yeah. Feeling yourself a little bit. I see you. I see you. Again, very, very, very nitpicky because I know that you're a very capable DPS player. Never ever go for the Cole unless roll has been used, right? Because you pulse bomb him there, he rolls, he gets fully healed. Basically, he just dodged your entire ultimate, right? You need to be very, very careful in this situation, right? I love it when tracers just use pulse bombs on my Cole, just randomly, and I can just roll it off and they just waste an ultimate for no reason. Need to be a little bit careful with how we position those. I would rather you focus more on the Ana, right? I know that you're hyper focused on the Cole. I don't know if that's the target that your team has decided that needs to die, but from what I can see, you're the only one who's doing damage to Cole, right? No one else is. So I'm not entirely sure what your team is doing or who the priority target is in this scenario, but it seems to me like you're the only one who's poking at the Cole, which isn't a bad decision, IMO. It's not a bad decision, but I will tell you this, when you start playing against better, like way better players, a Cole player is not going to allow you to do things like this, right? The way to win these games is by harassing the healers. You break the supply line, right? You stop the healers from focusing on the DPS and the tank. You let your tank do the damage to the DPS, and then you're the one harassing the supports, right? What you're essentially doing is that you're harassing them to the point where they have to focus on you, and that cuts off the healing to the DPS, and that's when your tank should go in. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because I know that you're very capable, but I want you to be the best you can be. Risky blink for that recall. It worked though. That's an interesting nano by the enemy team. Nice blink. Don't use pulse. Hold pulse. Hold it. Now where you stalling. Yeah, that's good. It's good that you didn't use pulse bomb there. Cass was to focus on voice, but I understand what you mean. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I had a feeling. But it seems to me like you're the only one doing damage to him, so... I think all the support players in chat will understand what I'm saying is how fucking annoying it is playing support and the tracers harassing you. I think every support in the chat right now can agree that there's not a lot of things that is that annoying. Unlucky.
Heroes never die.
It just triggers me hearing you say it.
Clearance is my middle name. Enemy here.
Oh, there's a shift on the Moira. Shift on the Moira. Eat her fucking ass. Okay, good. She's dead. Yep, Anna's next. Okay, good melee. I would have liked you to melee a little bit prematurely there.
I've been waiting for that.
Alright, it's nice. Good, sneak behind.
Blinding. Enemy here. Back in the fight. Hey, stop.
Okay, now we need to listen for defensive cooldowns here before we go in. Nice target priority. Nice damage on the Moira. Nice kill. Oh, you're feeling yourself. You're feeling yourself. Beautiful. Nice. And now you get to have fun. Alright. Okay, okay. Well, Thug. It looks good, man. It really does, dude. Like, the fundamentals are there. The game knowledge is there. The priority targets is there. I like what you're doing, man. Like, the reality of the situation is, right? Like, there's a huge leap from where you are right now to where you want to go, right? And the reason why my criticism might seem harsh is because that I know that you have what it takes. It's just that you need to really start hammering down these, like, small things that really makes, like, a huge difference, right? Right now, what I want you to do as a DPS player is that you need to start learning like all the different sound cues, right? It's very, very important, and I can't stress it enough, right? Like if you want to go where I know you want to go, this needs to be integrated into your gameplay, right? Like you need to start like actually outplaying enemy teams by knowing what kind of cooldowns they've been using, right? And the second of all, we don't really want to engage with the pulse bomb like that. It goes again to what we talked about when it comes to like the sound cues, right? Like we need to wait and be a little bit more strategic and sneaky with our ultimates when it comes to these things. And the reason why is because like it is such an advantage when your team has a tracer that actually waits for cooldowns to go up before they use their offensive CDs. That's the reason why I'm pointing it out, right? Another thing I want to point out is that a lot of missed opportunities and a lot of missed kills is when you kind of like you unload an entire clip into a target, and I can see that if you blink in melee they die, but you're kind of not really utilizing that. I want to see that a lot more. I want to see the aggressiveness and the way you handle those situations, right? I want you to shift blink if you I need you to blink in melee after you unload your round into a target, right? I saw at least 4 targets that could have died by you literally just meleeing them to death after you unloaded the clip into them. So I want you to start doing that a lot more. And I can't really understate like how important it actually is. Like you can build like literally half a fucking pulse bomb by literally just mailing off targets to literally end their life, right? Another thing I want to point out is I like the fact that you played a little bit more reserved and a little bit more like laid back / more defensively when you saw that they changed their team comp to something more like, you know, a little bit more tanky, more HP. In that scenario, I think a lot of Tracer players kind of forget what the bigger goal is, that it is okay to harass the tank, to build pulse bombs, to use that for targets such as like Anna and some cases, you know, the Cole. I think it's extremely underrated for Tracer players to actually like build off, like it's okay to like harass the tank to build a pulse bomb. You should never like go for the kill on these tank players, but what you should do is that it's completely acceptable to be building pulse bombs over and over and over off their tank so you can use them on the more squishy targets. That's completely fine. As for that feedback, I think that's more than enough, dude. That's like 3 different things that you need to work on. And I would love to see how you integrate these tips into your gameplay, and I would love to see like a VoD review like in the future when you kind of like put these things into your actual gameplay. I kind of want to see it. But other than that, it looked absolutely fucking gorgeous. And I can't stress enough how fucking important it is to actually melee as a tracer. Like, it's literally should be like 1/3 of your damage, if not more. But yeah, Thug, good fucking review, man. Congratulations too. That was fucking beautiful. I loved it. Absolutely fucking loved it.